This is Don Norberto. You are listening to the Nissan Nation podcast.
The views and opinions of the Nissan Nation podcast are strictly that. They are views and opinions of Dave and Danny and its guests. They are not the views and opinions of Nissan Corporate Americas or otherwise, Japan, wherever. So now, a DRB and KGB media presentation, the Nissan Nation podcast. Hit it, Kelly.
Recorded live, coast to coast, it's the Nissan Nation podcast. From camping, racing, and all points in between. The NNP is your Nissan Nation podcast. Now start your engines and welcome in the hosts, David and Danny.
What is going on, Nissan Nation? From all things Nissan here in Middle Tennessee to Southern California and parts unknown, this is the Nissan Nation podcast. Danny, I'm going to go NPR tonight. Danny, how are you doing tonight?
Well, Dave, I'm drinking a nice Cabernet at the moment. I was partaking in a nice Merlot, but the dryness just didn't live up to the experience that I was feeling on this wonderful night. And so I thought a little bit more berry, sweetness, and bubbly excitement would take me. So I switched to Cabernet to make me feel better.
It's quite pedantic. Quite. I hope you have your pinkies up when you tip that drink, sir.
Always, my friend. Always.
Well, Danny, man, we got a packed show tonight, man. We got all kinds of little fun things. We've got Mr. Jay Anderfuren, owner of Xterra Nation. We've got El Presidente.
Heck yeah, we got it. We got it lined up.
We got all kinds of things going on, man. We're giving nearly $1,000 away to Mr. Presidente tonight, man. And I think it blew his mind that happened, you know.
El Presidente, yeah, he's been through some times with his truck. I know it's been a while now that it's broke, and he finally got into it and realized what he already knew. So it's nice to be able to take care of one of our own. We had so many people throw in on this, so it'll be great to finally kind of announce what we've been working on.
It will, man. It will. We for those that don't know, a lot of times we no, not just me and Daddy, but people in the community, man. Something I don't think you see in the Jeep community and maybe the Toyota worlds and all your race car worlds is, man, when you see kind of a person in your group and they've probably given a lot to the group, either just with help, you know, just being there for people. We try to, it seems like when they're down or kind of the world's kicking them in the nuts, we try to help them out, man. And El Presidente definitely, I felt like was kind of getting a raw deal in life here lately. And so we decided to do what we can to help him out.
Yeah, we love the president. Though he's got a dirty mouth and he rubs us the wrong way all the time. You know, and every once in a while you just got to keep going back. He's like the sore that never has enough ointment.
He's like the current, he's like the current administration.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we like the Prez a lot, and I love that kid. So it's so rad that we're gonna be able to you know, just we're just pawns in this little escapade that we did. So you know, I know you did a little bit more as far as coordinating, but you know, so many people just donated a ton of money.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. I've done many of these things, and people always help out, and they're very generous. But you can tell that he is a man of the people because the people showed up for him.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. A lot, you know, he's got a lot of great friends and people that like and respect him. And it's great to know that you know, when a friend in need is a friend indeed, Dave, I believe is the saying.
That's right, and those were the positive words.
Or something.
Two birds
my
is
cliche for the day or whatever.
Two birds is a hand in your pocket.
There's gotta be a word. Yeah, two bushes and a hand in the bird.
Yeah, that's it. Well, and we also, man, we've got Mr. Jay Anderfuren, and Old Grumpy Bear Jay, as I want to call him, man. He's a personality of his own, man. I love Jay, and we get to get into his plans with Extermination since he's taken it over, and see kind of where he is at.
Yeah, Jay's a blast. I mean, the first time I ever met Jay was out at Windrock, and at first I didn't know what to think of him, because when you first meet him, he seems really, really mean, he's a big dude, and you're like, wow. And me being me, I'm just running about doing my antics, and I'm thinking this guy probably hates me, because I can usually read people pretty well, but after I saw him crack a smile or two right off the bat, I'm like, oh, that's all right. This guy probably thinks I'm an idiot, but at the same time, he thinks, he probably enjoys some of the antics. So, but after getting to know Dave or Jay a little bit better, he's a great dude. He's a great dude, and I'm so stoked to see him taking over XN.
No, he is, man, and we tipped our glasses to him there because he had some bourbon. I had some bourbon. I don't know what you had.
That's right.
Man. It was I
had some bourbon.
It was a good conversation,
Mario.
man. Oh,
yeah,
Mario bourbon.
Well, yeah, that's this giant Texas bourbon whiskey. So it's kind of, I mean, it's from Texas, so it ain't Kentucky bourbon. But yeah, Mario gave me this and gone full bottle here. He's one of my bestest homies, so he hooked me up. But yeah, we all toasted, and that's you'll hear that in a few minutes.
You will. So first off, let's get to the surprise, kind of blindsided conversation with Mr. Breslin, El Presidente. You've heard him on the show before, man. He always brings it, but I think he was brought tonight, man. He was so very surprised.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool. We were able to get Ryan Miller on, who's he's another one of our Xterra buddies, one of the cream of the crop, man, one of the coolest guys I've ever met. So, and he's great friends with Breslin, and he was another instrumental dude in getting this set up. So we had him on to help break the news. I don't know if it's break the news, to help present the news, whatever you want to call it.
We don't want to break. He's broken enough, man.
Yeah, to share the good news, I guess you would say.
So without further ado, man, let us get to El Presidente and his surprise.
So, Brez, we know you moved in with the Don. You and the Don are living together like soulmates with your new kid. You're power washing the backyard, right?
Yep.
The backyard.
The Don, when you move in with the Don, he's got work to do for you, right? He's got project.
Oh, he keeps you busy.
And well, Brez, we're very curious about your truck. We heard it was messed up. And we're all on pins and needles. You mentioned that the ring gear blew out, right? So you need a new set of gears.
Are we podcasting right now?
No,
is this real life?
We're talking, bro.
We're just chatting.
I missed the intro.
Well, we do the intro later sometimes.
Oh, geez, I'm caught off guard. I feel like a girl in the men's bathroom. Yeah, so I took apart I pulled the cover of the diff, and I basically found what I expected, and the ring gear was completely chewed up. So I have to pull the carrier, pull the axles, pull the pinion nut and all that, and basically we'll do a rebuild.
Rebuild on the whole rear end?
Yeah, we're going to pull the carrier out and put some new seals in the ARB locker. I'm going to put new bearings and seals in the axles and put my second set of 456 gears in there, which you can buy at Rugged Rocks. Talk to Steve-O. He'll hook you up.
Sweet.
Nice.
Did you order those up already or what?
No, I will. I'm a very busy man.
Yeah.
It seems that.
Sealing decks and whatnot.
It's hard when you have to raise a child, keep a wife happy, and complete the laundry list of chores that your dad leaves for you every day.
Oh, I believe it, man. I believe it. The Don has particular tastes.
Yeah. He likes his decks clean and his lawns mowed and his steak medium rare.
Hell, all I see of that is he goes out a lot with the neighbors.
Every Tuesday, there's dining with the dining with the neighbors.
Well, so I guess my big question is,
Did you just
Brez.
flash a piece at me, Ryan?
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God!
Ryan, don't worry. Ryan's just drinking and playing with guns.
I just got off work.
He's got to disarm. Apparently, he has to disarm 14 different firearms.
Yeah.
We're a Second Amendment podcast. So, I mean, I guess, Stephen, the question is who destroyed your rear end? I mean, did somebody get up in there and destroy it? I mean, what? You think it was just too much hard use inside that rear end?
When you think about it, I think a lot of people were involved in destroying the rear end.
Yeah.
One single person. I think a lot of hands got in the rear end.
I know my hand was all up in your rear end last time I saw you, and that was shortly before.
Jesus, now machetes?
I had a shop in Jersey up in my rear end. You were in my rear end.
A whole shop, huh?
Chris Meisner from NizTech was in my rear end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of Chris Meisner, I wanted to let you know that Chris Meisner heard about your predicament, and he wanted to send you a set of seals for your rear end. So when he has sent those out, and you're going to get your rear end sealed by NizTech Lifts, because so Ryan's still pulling weapons out of his drawers. So Chris wanted to take care of you, and we wanted to let you know that you have a new set of seals coming, because we know how we don't want your rear end leaking. I mean, all of us
the drip
don't want
is
that
bad
to happen.
Yeah, I haven't had my rear end leak this much since I tried those fat-free potato chips back in the 90s.
That and the Crystal Pepsi is a bad combo.
You talk another bad word about Crystal Pepsi, and I'll smack you from here.
You damn kids.
Yeah, no. Chris told me he's gonna mail me some seals and some gaskets for the ARB.
That's awesome.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
Well,
Chris likes you, and so do I.
tried to get him to send a bill, but he wouldn't send me a bill. He just said "Merry Christmas."
Well, have you talked
fantastic.
have you talked to Stephen yet about your gears and all that?
I talked to him about it, but I should be ordering them hopefully tomorrow. Or what's tomorrow? No, Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Because everybody likes doing business on the weekends.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hold on, Dave. I got a Facebook Live for a second here.
Great.
Oh, geez. We're gonna go Facebook Live. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Well, speaking of that, man, we I'm sure you damn these close-ups. So a group of us got together, man, and we are going to donate some money to your cause, amigo, in the tune of about $825.
What?
Yep. We kind of feel bad, man. I mean, and plus you've done so much for the community. Hell, I know you donated something when they bought me that welder that time. We've asked several times. I know Ryan and all. We've asked several times for you guys to help out when we see a need, like with Danny's bumper and all that. But so a lot of people think a lot of you, man. So let's see. Where was that? Danny?
We started a Facebook group because we know that you got a lot going on with family and a fresh new baby and you got to take care of Norb chores, and so the community and all your homies across the Facebookios got together. We all pitched in a little cash. We want to see the beast back at action. We don't want you to just be able to fix the beast and then never be able to go anywhere with it.
Right.
So this is a little incentive to see you at events again as well. Yeah.
That's insane.
What's insane is we did that in what, Ryan, 12 hours maybe?
Yeah,
probably.
For a time right there. Your wife,
That's
I was
crazy.
speaking with your wife. She said that you have to come to Went now.
Oh, yeah. That's always the best part of my planning the year is when we talk about Went, and I always talk about it as in that I will be there. And she always looks at me and she says, "Oh, will you?" And the answer is yes, I will. Whether or not it works out with their schedule, I mean, that's just semantics.
Well, hopefully this year you'll be able to get there with a truck that isn't missing shocks or whatever.
Well, we have shocks in the rear end now.
That's a plus.
And some bump stops.
Yeah.
I'm just really like taken aback here because I was not privy to this secret information.
Well, that's why it's called secret information.
I know, but as a man of the people, I try to have my ear to the grindstone and know what's going on.
Sometimes the people gotta give back.
I'm like crazy thankful right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you have a lot of killer friends out there, and we know that sometimes I need to give we give back, and it's killer to be able to take care of a guy. We know that you would give your shirt off your back to somebody if they needed it, and so we wanted to hook you up and get your beast back on the road. Like I said, you got all kinds of stuff going on right now, so being able to help in any way we can is cool.
That's awesome, and like it's really hard to get out and wheel once you become a family person.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, I know.
So ECXE is coming up next month, and I was planning to go, and I'm going to work my ass off to get the truck fixed now.
Well, honestly, we had a plan.
You have all the parts going to be coming in.
You made us nervous because we saw the truck down, man, and even like from your Moab post, you just looked down, just like kind of like, God damn it, man! Everybody's going to have fun, and my truck's in the driveway. So
you get your dad into one of your hobbies, and then all of a sudden he's taking trips that you used to take with your friends.
Ain't that the truth, man?
And then he's not even answering his phone, so you're like, wow, my dad's on a trip having fun without me, and he won't even call to tell me how it's going.
Well, I added you and your dad to the group on Facebook of everybody that pitched in.
Wow.
Yeah, you can go back and look all over.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back. I got to celebrate.
Well, for those of you that aren't on the Facebook Live right now watching this, Miller just had a nice gulp of something fresh and delicious.
Sweet tea, I think.
Now I think Brez is celebrating with
It's my Jameson.
little Jameson.
I'll be right back. I got to celebrate.
Oh, are you on the Facebook Live right now?
What are you doing? Now my dad's Facebook Living, but he's about 20 seconds behind.
Isn't that everybody's parents?
Works.
Everybody's parents are like 20 seconds behind. So
This is great because this makes up for this today. This is a ticket I got for texting while driving, which I was not doing.
Oh, jeez.
No, I was looking at my GPS, and the guy pulled me over and said I was texting.
Nice.
And then I showed him that I wasn't. And he goes, "Look, I don't know phones. I mean, look at my phone." And he holds up a flip phone. he goes, I don't even know. I don't text. And I'm like, well, I just showed you I wasn't texting. He goes, yeah, I don't believe that.
Nice.
So I got to fight that in court. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
But this is crazy, man. I'm still like, woo. The beast needs love, man.
Yeah, it does. I know Ryan Miller and Dave Boyd were instrumental in getting this done. I know Ryan Miller loves you so hard.
Well,
and so
Ryan, tell him
those two guys.
Tell him the plan, man.
Videos I can't share with anybody.
Really?
No, only him and his girlfriend.
Well,
they were in the video. It was very awkward. I've said too much.
I like the part.
So we had a plan, man, and you made us nervous by like opening up that truck a little early and like, yeah, I'm gonna order parts, and I'm sitting here texting with you Saturday and trying to feel out like what's going on here, and so Miller, what was the plan?
What was the plan?
Yeah, how are we going to take care of this? Initially,
they were supposed to be going on vacation. The original plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to be going on vacation here soon. You and Casey and Lincoln were supposed to be going on vacation, and then I was going to call one of my buddies out there to steal your truck. And then while you were away, we were going to have your truck all fixed up, and then you were going to come back with a giant bow on it. And I was even considering flying out there. Casey talked me out of that one because she said you'd be more excited to see me than your truck.
Yeah. The most would have been on you.
Yeah. I think what we should have done is all fly out and just throw a party. We should take that money, just all fly out there and just have a party, get drunk, and then the truck will still be broken, but it would be a good time.
I think that was Don's idea because that's why he had me power washing the deck, so it's clean for the party.
Exactly.
Wrecked on the funds we raised.
That's crazy.
Party fun.
Oh man, yeah. I already got a guy locally to me that was out in Moab. At least two of you probably met him, Alex Corneliuson.
Yeah.
And he knows how to set up gears, so he's gonna like hook it up.
Sweet. Perfect.
Yeah, let's not let Meisner touch this and everybody and get their hands all over it and fuck it up.
Get Meisner's Colorado hands inside of my rear end.
That's right. He's got big thumbs.
He does have large thumbs. It's creepy.
Well, I text you, man. If you will give me your PayPal address, I will shoot over a lot of money to you.
Yeah, we can do that.
And
I can share something with you. Like I feel like we should just share things today. It's hard to see this. Do you see who that is?
Ooh, Bert.
Who is that?
Burt
I
Reynolds.
worked with Burt Reynolds today.
No way.
Nice.
Burt friggin' Reynolds. And did I go the right way?
You look so old, dude.
He's 82.
From Breslin.
Yeah,
And this guy, I don't know if you can recognize him.
Ernie Hudson.
Sick.
Who are you
He's
gonna
from,
call?
Police Academy or whatever.
Ernie Hudson,
Yeah.
the
Ghostbusters.
Black Ghostbuster.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
And they actually had the Bandit there. We had a Bandit remake.
Sick.
So I get to meet Burt Reynolds. I get to eat some Snickers ice cream, and now I get to fix my truck because of some awesome people.
Yeah, buddy.
Pretty sweet. So thank you, Ryan. Thank you. And Dave. And who else was the instrumental? It's probably not Danny.
Well,
he's building the Groot Grotto 2.0. That's got to take up all his time.
One day you'll visit the Groot Grotto in all its glory, and I'll serve you a fresh Groot drink straight out of the Groot Grotto.
He probably makes his own sangria.
I don't know what they made. They had some flower water that I drank out there last time, so they drink some weird shit out there.
No,
Or flour.
no, spa water, man. It's got rosemary
Flour
and
like-
lemongrass.
Or are you talking about flowers that bloom?
Yeah, Danny, there was a flower that was like a daisy in the damn thing.
No, they were chrysanthemums. Damn it.
You're a daisy if you do.
El Presidente, Danny. He, I don't think he knew how to react to that, man. He was taken back by the generosity of people.
Heck yeah, he sounded pretty stoked about it. It's good to take care of our own.
It is good to take care of our own. And speaking of one of our owns, Mr. Jay Anderfeuren was on the interview block, and let's get to Jay and see what's the plans for Xterra Nation. All right, guys, tonight we got a legend, a bearded legend at that. We got Mr. Jay Anderfeuren, current owner of xterranation.org, man. What is going on tonight, Jay?
A whole lot of bourbon and yeah, standing in the garage. That's what's going on tonight.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't expect anything else from a guy that, owns a car for him. See, that was my problem when I had it, man. I didn't stand in my garage enough, so.
Well, that's something you need to work on then. I mean, the garage is the place to be, right?
Well, only if there's a stripper pole or something,
Or a truck.
There's at least a fridge full of beer. I mean, that's the important part.
Well, so we've let's see what it was. January, I guess, is when you kind of took over Xterra Nation, man.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit, because I've seen it's changed a lot, man. What is going on with it? Tell us what you got going on.
So, all right. So when I took everything over, like the second week when I actually got domain control and got into the website and got into the nuts and bolts of it, I started getting feedback from Google constantly of, hey, we can't crawl the site. We're getting all kinds of 404 errors. Something is wrong. And through my trying to diagnose it, there was something in the way the website was built that all of a sudden, because of the server change or whatever, Google could not search us. So if you go on Google and you search for Xterra Forum, nothing. Even if you search for Xterra Nation, you'd see the Facebook, you'd see the Twitter, you'd see the Instagram. You wouldn't see the website. You have to go 3 or 4 pages down before you'd actually see the website, which, as you can imagine, is not a real good way to run a website.
Nope.
And so what it came down to was having to basically gut the entire thing and start fresh with something that was a little more up to date, looked a little bit better. No offense, Dave.
Bro, you saying 2011 software was out of date?
Just a lot. And then so the complete overhaul of the whole site. We kept all the content, we kept all the users, all the avatars, all the bullshit that happened on a regular basis. All that stuff came over and basically just got a complete visual and software overhaul. And it's made a huge difference in the amount of new registration we've had and just the amount of general activity.
Nice.
Before we did this, the only people who were on the site were the guys that have been there forever. Mm-hmm. And we were getting no new users. We were getting no new threads. I mean, it was just nothing. And now we've had a lot of new users. We get posts. I mean, we're not, number one by any means, and I'm working on changing that. But we're getting a lot more traffic than we were 3 and 4 months ago.
Well, sometimes.
And so that's kind of where, we went from getting 5 clicks a day on Google to getting 100.
Wow.
And for, a little tiny website that's, just owned by that's a pretty big deal.
Right. Well, sometimes the number 2 is a lot smoother than being number 1,
and it's one of the things, if you read any of the little blurbs that I've created on the site, the fact that we are the last enthusiast-owned forum makes, I think, a big difference, and it should make a big difference to the people who want to be part of this.
Right.
And we're not concerned with the corporate BS and ad revenue, especially the regular guys that are on the site every single day. These are guys that care about the trucks and they care about what we're doing on the website. And they, to them, being a part of this community is more important than, we've got the most viewers, we've got the most users, all that other stuff.
Right. So I left you a mess is what you're saying. I left you a site in shambles, which sounds about right for things I do. And when I'm done with them, it seems to be just a mess. But no, I do know that when I, and that was part of me wanting to give it up was like, I just didn't have time to, there was starting to be a couple little problems, and it was a matter of kids softball games, went Windrock, trying to fly to Moab, trying to be everywhere for Nissan. And so yeah, I was like, and I started looking, I was like, who, I brought you in 2 years, I think, before to be an admin, or maybe a year before. And I was like, who can I give?
Yeah, something like that.
Who can I give this to? And of course, I'd always said that I was going to give the site to the next person. It wasn't going to be a corporate guy going to get the site, because trust me, I had an email from a corporate guy wanting a site, as they'll do when they sense blood. But yeah, man. So you definitely was like the heir apparent, because for one, you had the tech skills, definitely when it came to electrical stuff, like you would be the top guy that I'd seen on there. And plus just the socialness of the site, man. You were always, on every thread, and it wasn't like you were just bullshitting people on the threads. It was, you were offering something to it. So there was nobody else that I could see to give the site to, because, Danny didn't want it.
and we wouldn't want Danny to have it. So
that's right. It'd be full
that's the truth, because I would just talk and be like, hey, look at how cool I am, and everybody would be like, you are awesome.
Well, you need,
and then it would be the Danny forum.
Well, that's down the road, right, Danny?
Yeah,
you go full Danny.
Danny Nation.
Well, so a lot of my staff was kind of getting older. A lot of them had sold their vehicles and stuff. So I'm assuming you've brought in new guys and kind of freshen that up.
We've got a bunch of new blood. I held on to a couple people. I gave everybody who was previous staff, I gave them the option. I basically said, look, here's what's going on. If you want to stay on, tell me. If not, if I don't hear you, you're still there, you're still a regular user, but you've got no more, authority over everything.
Right.
And I had a couple of people that said, hey, I'll stick around. I'm pitching where I can. I said, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. But for the most part, we're running a brand new ship with. I'm still lacking in a couple staff positions, but things are picking up here in the last couple months, so I'm hoping to fill those pretty soon.
Nice, man. So when you were looking to fill staff, I mean, kind of what was your? I know my approach was just trying to have somebody kind of from the areas. What's your approach to having moderators?
Well, kind of just, I've got the couple of guys that I've got that are site-wide moderators that, guys that I know personally that I can trust, that I know if I can't get to the forum every freaking day, they're going to make sure that no shenanigans go down.
Right.
Well, no inappropriate shenanigans anyway. And then, I've got a couple of just local moderators that strictly like, I've got one second gen guy. That's all he does is second gen stuff. And then I still don't have a first gen moderator, and I want to have somebody who knows the first gen trucks inside and out and can really contribute something to that forum. And I'm still on the fence about a few people, and I had a few people in mind who are no longer around. So that's one spot I'm still trying to fill. But with the amount of traffic that we've got going right now, myself, one other admin, 2 site-wide moderators, and I've got the one second gen mod. If I get one good first gen mod, I think we'll be okay for right now. If things pick up, then I'll need to add more, but that's all I really need at this point.
Right. So I also noticed that you have a new logo, and it looks like
Yes.
you got some new gear coming out, man.
Yes. So we did a complete graphics redesign, something that to breathe new life into the brand, something that to kind of get people who, have bought stickers for the last 5 years. Look, here's a new sticker, buy a new sticker. And so I did a complete graphics redesign, and we've got not only, of course, Creepy is still doing all the graphics, and he's doing a great job for us. And so he's got all the control of all the stickers. I've got shirts that are now for sale. We're closing that out at the end of our first week of July. So I can get the order in for shirts. I've got Arctic tumblers that laser etched that look really awesome. And then I've got a few other things. I've got the guy who did the redesign on the graphics working on something to do hoodies later this year so we can get them out in time for fall.
Nice.
So I'm trying to push all this stuff, and for the love of God, people come and buy some shirts because I need to sell some shirts.
Yeah, getting the merch game going strong. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I remember those days. Wait till you got to ship all those things out, man, because I remember that's when I had to bring in Kelly because I was like, dude, I'm screwed here. I'm a guy. I don't know details.
Well, that's one of the things. Like the Arctic tumblers are a great example of that. I don't touch them. I've contracted with another website that does that stuff.
Nice.
I get the orders in and I give them to them and I said, here, you do this. and they get, and the turnaround on the tumblers, they're custom made, and the turnaround on them is less than a week.
Wow.
So you place an order within less than a week, you've got it coming out.
Nice. Well, what other kind of changes? I know you're trying to do some events coming up, right? You're trying because you're trying to get that brand out there again.
Yeah, I'm going to be at ECXC and Went this year. So I will be at both of the big East Coast events. And of course I'll have boxes of swag and, come and hang out and talk to people and, kind of trying to get some more enthusiasm for the site. And then I want to do something that's for the site, and I haven't quite nailed down the details of that yet, but I'd like to do something this year that's like, it's Xterra Nation is doing this. It's not part of some bigger organization that's doing something special. It's like, you got to come to the site, hear about it. You got to be part of this community to be a part of it.
Nice. Well, Danny, I'll let you have say it, Jay.
Well, Jay, I guess the real question is we know that you're the site man, you're the Xterra Nation character. Tell us a little bit about your own Nissan experience. What you've experienced, what you've done with your own trucks, and how you kind of came into the world a little bit as far as growing into a real boy like the rest of us.
Well, I mean, we can go back. Let's see. First manual transmission I learned how to drive on was a 95 Altima SE. That was my first 3-pedal experience. And basically from there, if it doesn't have 3 pedals, it can go to hell. And that's been philosophy on cars ever since I was 16. And it served me pretty well so far. But then you come about, high school, got into cars and modding. I started with Mustangs and, just, like every other high school kid, this has to go faster. This has to do this. And so that started it. And it basically got to the point where I wanted something with 4-wheel drive, and I drove a Jeep for a while, and that was fun, but the electronics on Jeep garbage. And then the first gen Xterra came out in about 2000, and I said, well, shit, I want that. That's awesome. And I never could afford one because, I was poor. And finally, in, I think 2008, got my first gen, which was an 02, and I did probably more to that vehicle than I have to anything else that I've owned, just in modifications and, doing gear work and lockers and lifts and just having a blast with this thing. And it's been my experience my entire life. My dad always had Nissans growing up, and it was just like, well, these things are indestructible. If you do the regular BS maintenance that goes with owning a vehicle, it'll last forever, which is not the case with, your Chevys and your Fords. And you get 200,000 miles on a Ford, you're like, wow, you must, I'm going to touch you. That must be something special. To get 200,000 and 300,000 miles out of a Nissan is not a feat. It's expected.
Right.
And even with modifying trucks and, doing things that they're definitely not designed to do, I've still found that to be the case. And that's one of the things I love about these trucks is I can go out there, I can drive all the way to Tennessee, which is a 14-hour drive for me with kids and everything else in tow. And I can go out there and do shit that the truck was never designed to do and then drive home and worry. And that's been the biggest thing. And I like I said, I had the Jeep. I did that for a while. But the group of people that live in this Nissan world that wheel areas and Titans and stuff like that, these are the coolest guys that I've ever hung out with. I mean, just not only from a, actually having fun perspective, but just a camaraderie and, the ability and the desire to go out and help the other people that are part of this community. Because you see that a lot of like Jeep sites and Jeep groups, and they're like, oh, I'm going to laugh at you because you did something wrong. No, we don't do that with the Xteras. And, we want to fix these guys, and we want to get things up to speed. We don't want to make fun of them. And that's been like one of the greatest parts about being part of this is the community of people that goes with it.
Absolutely.
Some of that I think is because the Nissan crowd being so small that they've had to earn it. It wasn't like the Jeep guys who, if you want something, there's something for everybody, and it's $10. Where the
Right,
Nissan crowd,
exactly.
if you want something, either you better make it yourself or you better find some mom and pop company that does it.
Yeah, you got to tiptoe your way into the tiptoe your way in and say, hey guys, what's going on out here? There's nothing for my truck. And it's got better over the years, but I think that's originally how it kind of started to happen like that. Because originally nobody was making anything for these trucks, and it was one company or two companies, back, especially with the first gens and stuff. Second gens, it started getting better, and 07, 08, it started getting a lot better. But in those first couple of years, it was hard for those guys. So as the time progressed, it's still for a noob just coming in, says, hey, I just bought a Nissan Frontier or Xterra or Pathfinder or whatever. And they say, what's the easiest way for me to get 33s on my truck or something like that? Well, there's always going to be one guy who gets frustrated with that. I think the majority of guys out there want to, they want to help them. They want, say, hey, go check out Nistec, grab a lift from them, or go check out Xterra Performance, or whatever other companies that are out there that are selling them. And there's so much write-ups now on the forums that it's really easy for guys to go on and just look now, and find that on forums like the one that you're running right now. And it's really important. I think we had a whole podcast about how important forums are. Right. Because it's not like Facebook, which just almost gets washed away when you're trying to do a little research on stuff like this.
Well, Jay wouldn't know anything about Facebook, so.
See, yeah, I don't know anything about Facebook. Well, Xterra Nation has a Facebook page. I don't touch it. I have nothing to do with it. I've got a couple of guys that do Facebook that are involved in it, and they make sure that stuff stays up to date, and they're referencing stuff going on the website. But honestly, Facebook has been the bane of my existence since I started doing this, and because that's where everybody is. Everybody's on Facebook 24/7, and to be able to pull traffic away from that is difficult, because that's where people are. They're doing everything else on Facebook. Why not this? And the couple of guys that are on Facebook that are also on the forums sit there and complain constantly how the stuff that's on Facebook is worthless, and it goes back and forth, and it's like I don't like to have that be the case where people go on Facebook and they want to look up stuff about these trucks, and they're getting bad information, or they're getting no information, or they're getting like just called out because, oh, what are you doing with that? I want to be able to pull those people and say, hey, we're over here and we know what's going on. Come talk to us instead of people on Facebook who don't know what's up.
Yeah, I struggled with that for a long time, is because you have to, anymore, to have a business like this, you have to have a social media presence, because you're trying to constantly pull some, hey, look, we're over here. But the problem is you get these like 19-year-old kids anymore, it seems like, that don't even know what Google is. Like, they're not even going to ask on Google now, hey, Xterra. They go, hey, show me these pictures of this lift on your Xterras. And you're like, for one, that shit pisses me off to no end, because, if you want me to take the time to answer your question, for one, properly and I'm horrible at grammar, but properly structure a sentence instead of just saying, show me this, because that used to piss me off so bad. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I use the Facebook as just a promotion to try to like go, hey, there's a forum, come visit.
I use Facebook to show everybody how cool I am.
Well, I mean, that's understandable.
Now, y'all have an Instagram page too, right?
Do what?
Y'all have an Instagram page now too, right?
Yes, yeah, we do have Instagram. There is still there. So Instagram, I've been fighting with the Instagram people the last couple of weeks,
dude.
Because there is
nightmare.
an Instagram that's just ad extermination. That's some dude.
It's been two people, Jay. Two people. One of them started it, and I got in his ass real quick and got a lawyer on him, so he shut it down real quick. The second guy started posting, and he was stealing my pictures, and he started posting his extermination, and so I threatened him, and then he shut up, but I could never get control back of it. And I know where you're going with this is because Instagram's got this thing, well, contact us. If this is somebody doing business as you, fuck off on Instagram.
Right. No, and that's been pretty fruitless. I haven't been able to do anything. So we are the Extermination on Instagram, and one of the moderators runs that for me, and he does a really good job with keeping up on it, and you know.
You tell your moderator on that one though. We need more
reposting stuff, and
we need more than Rosh Creek pictures, man. Tell him to.
Well, you know, the guy's in Pennsylvania. I can't really do a whole lot with that.
I'm just busting balls, man.
No, I'll definitely mention that to him. But yeah,
you can tell him that he can share any photo off the Xterra performance as long as he tags it from us.
Okay. Yeah.
We got a solid Instagram. Just tell him to repost any of our stuff, and we're happy to help. That way you get some Moab pictures.
Right.
Well, where's kind of the future of this for you, man? I mean, clearly you've cleaned up my mess. Where is it going?
Well, I don't know where it's going yet. I don't. Right now, it's a day-to-day thing where I'm trying to push it to the next level, and and just see what happens with it. I would like it if it got bigger, and we could actually get some sponsors on the site again, which has been kind of a struggle. I had a couple conversations with people that were like, yeah, we want to do that. And then it came time to do it, and I haven't heard from anybody. And it's just one of those things where I need some more enthusiasm on the site in order to make some more of it. And
right.
And part of that is selling the swag and getting the name out there and trying to get enough people to be interested enough in the site to give it a damn.
Right. Well, that struggle is definitely real, man. I did 6 years of it. Well, almost 7 years of it. So I know your pain of that one, man. So you said you're going to be at Went. You're going to be at the East Coast one too. Kind of hand out swag and stuff. I mean, are you trying to like meet some people and just?
Yeah, I've made it. I've been in touch with the Next Era guys about ECXC, and just kind of, hey, we're going to be here. We're going to have some raffle stuff that's going up for ECXC, and we're giving away one of the 30 tumblers with a whole big sticker pack. So that's going to be in the raffle over there, and I'm obviously going to do something with you guys at Went this year too, and just get it out there for the guys who are part of these other organizations, and that we can be a resource and a place to hang out for. I mean, we're not Facebook. I'm not trying to compete with that, but I've got probably 10 or 12 guys that are on the board every single day, just in the chat thread, and just continually, just running our mouths and giving shit for stuff, and they're a great bunch of guys, and I want more people like that, and I want to be, up there with the big boys.
Right. Well, you need to do one thread for me, man. I loved more than anything of screwing with people, and so I started creating those. Whoever had the most posts in 24 hours kind of thing. And I was always amazed at how many people would stay up all night just trying to get the most posts, And it was only amusing. I'm sure they wanted whatever I was giving away was fun to them, but it was just so amusing to me of just like, how far can I push some of these people to stay up,
Yeah.
You always have to screw with them, Jay.
No, I no, you always have to. You always have to. But no, I think in the next as soon as we get done with ECXE, because I got a bunch of stuff I got to get done for that. Once I get back from Pennsylvania, I'm going to do, we'll do some contests. We'll do some crazy stuff. We'll do some giveaways and have a little bit more fun with it. I've been extremely busy the last couple of months. I've had to move and been around. But that's so.
Well,
that's going to be probably we'll be here for another 2 years or so, and then pack up and move a few thousand miles west.
Hell yeah, man! For the land of the Rocky Mountains, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where we're shooting for.
Nice. Well, the beard, you've got the beard for it now, dude. So you're halfway there.
Yeah, well, that was the wife's idea. I keep telling her I'm going to shave it, and then she gets mad at me.
well, so any kind of, what's your parting thing, man? What do you want people to know about the site? And
so, the biggest thing, and again for me, I mean, you go when you Google Xterra Forum, the top two results are owned by the company, and they don't give two shits about the end user. All they care about is making money and ad revenue.
Exactly.
And that's not what we're about. I'm not even running ads on the site right now because I don't have to. I don't need I don't need ads to support the site. You're not going to see a bunch of bullshit. And what you do get at Xterra Nation is a bunch of guys who really care about the trucks, and then they really care about the community. And you don't have any of the hater bullshit that goes on other sites, because I won't allow it, and my guys won't allow it. And so it really is, everything that I've seen it's the best Xterra site out there, and it needs to be, more people need to realize that. Because, nice. I mean, yeah, there's other sites that turn a lot more traffic, but there's kind of an exclusionary thing to those sites where, oh, well, if you're not part of this club, you can't be here, and we don't play that game. And if you've got passion for the trucks and you got passion for being part of this community, then XN's where you want to be, because you're not going to find anything better than us.
Nice, man. Well, we appreciate you being on tonight, man. And maybe end of the year we'll kind of see where the site is, and maybe you got something silly you want to promote or something, man. We, of course, being the guy that helped get that thing going, man. I'm so proud to see it kind of taking off and doing its next level thing, man. So.
Yeah.
So hats off to you guys for doing, because I know that especially setting those sites up is super hard work, man. So.
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenge, but it's one of those challenges that's worth doing.
Well, cool, dude. Till next time, man. We will chat with you again.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.
All right.
It's good chatting, Jay.
Jay freaking Anderfuren. That's the man. He Xterra Nation's new captain. It was good to talk to him. Good to kind of hear what his plans were for the pirate ship. And it looks like it's not going to sink there, buddy. It's going to float.
Heck yeah, big. Captain, my captain, Jay. So yeah, for those of you out there, go to xterranation.org. Check it out. It's a killer forum. It's got tons of info on all kinds of different things that you want to do. If you just bought a truck, or if you have a truck and you're trying to figure out what the next thing you got to do is, go over there, ask some questions.
Even if you got a Frontier, because the Frontier and the Xterra are basically the same thing. So if you didn't like the Frontier site you're on and felt like they were being rude to you, go check out the friendly people at XN.
Yeah, and buy a shirt from them. They got a really cool new design
That's
shirt.
Right,
Check out that thread, and they'll get you all set up.
Jay needs to sell some shirts, so let's buy a shirt from Jay and tell him the NNP sent you. And go to their Facebook page, Instagram, wherever they're at, man. Just give them a like and show some support that way. And speaking of some support, Amazon.com, everybody. You know, it's our ritual end of the show. We're going to beat you up about money. Not really. All we want to beat you up is if you're going to buy something, go through our website as NissanNationPodcast.com, or now you can use just NissanPodcast.com, Daniel. And and just click the link at the bottom, the Amazon link, and that's it. Don't ask anything else of you. Buy your swag, whatever it is, puppy pads, human pads. I don't care what pads they are. Just buy them.
Goblins.
That's right, man. And we get a couple pennies from it. Doesn't cost you anything else, and it keeps our pirate ship afloat, man. And I need some
ball bags.
I need some new cannonballs for this pirate ship, man. We gotta
kangaroo scrotums.
We gotta blast some people, man. But
fig mallets.
Danny, next show, buddy. Next show, young Daniel, is another Titan interview, buddy. I stumbled across a guy here locally to me that he posted up about his kick-ass Titan, and what did I see next to it was a freaking new GTR beside him, man. So I'm going out and we're going to interview this guy, and I'm going to try to do the Titan interview again and see if I can get him to drive around and do that, because that seems like a fun...
Maybe you should go over there and see if he'll drive you around in his GTR. I mean, okay, let's be frank here, Dave. If a Titan and a GTR are in a driveway and someone says, "Hey, you want to ride?" I'll walk straight up to the GTR and I'll say, "Yeah, bro, let's go. You want a podcast from the GTR?" That's what you should say.
Well, I was working on that, Danny. One car at a time, buddy. But
it better be a GTR. That's all I'm saying.
So I've got to talk. I just have to talk to a man that has like a kick-ass truck and a supercar sitting in his driveway. So that'll be that's in July, Danny. We are cooking the shows out, buddy.
We are cooking the shows out, and in truth, if you guys like these shows and you're downloading them off iTunes, click review our show. If you give us 5 stars, it'll pop up, and we'll get a little bit better. We'll get a penetration, if you will, into the podcast market. That helps us a bunch. And as always, as you know, support those who support us. Niztec Lifts is a huge contributor to the show. To us,
financially and emotionally.
If you guys, what's that?
Financially and emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally, financially. Niztec Lifts, they have such amazing stuff. So nizteclifts.com, go there, buy your lift kits, your MOLLE panels, everything that you need for an Xterra, Frontier, Pathfinder, Titan. They have all kinds of amazing products. So, like I said, support those who support us.
That's right, man. And speaking of Niztec Lifts, I hear the part of the law firm is out there now.
Yeah, the what is it? Mills and Turner Law Firm. Yeah, Mills is over there.
I'm gonna make that stick.
Working at Niztec.
I'm gonna make that stick somehow.
You mentioned in that one podcast, and I was like, "What is he talking about? The law firm?" And then I was like, "Oh, Mills and Turner." Yeah, I get it.
Well, so I got nothing else, Dan. I was going to talk about that kick-ass Brazilian Frontier, but everybody's on Facebook. You've seen it, man. It made the rounds.
Yeah, check it out.
That's right. Check it out.
I'm going backpacking tomorrow, Dave.
Where are you going, buddy?
I'm going up to the Sierras. Taking my wife, going with a couple of childhood friends up to Twin Lakes, one of my favorite backpacking locations ever. You may have seen me dropping my toes over a ledge a couple times at this place. But yeah, me and the wife are going out for a little weekend vacation backpacking.
Are you going to take a bottle of wine?
No, Dave, that weighs pounds. So when you go backpacking, you knock off the pounds. So it'll be a very small flask of whiskey for one evening of nipping at the old bottle.
And speaking of nipping, one more thing. Danny, we're going rogue, buddy.
There's solid talk of going rogue. There's some serious implications that me and Dave will have a Vegas rendezvous coinciding with a 3-state off-road trip.
Epic off-road trip, sir.
Epic off-road trip. So keep an eye out. We're still nailing down dates and wife guarantees that we can make it scheduling. But we may have a plane ticket, and I may be able to get the truck ready and willing for this trip. So
Well, they say
keep
they
up on this.
They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Dan. But if you got a podcast,
the problem is, Dave, is we're going to be leaving from Vegas, Dave, and then
Oh.
we're going to be driving through 3 states.
Damn it.
So it's gonna, if we can pull this off, it's going to be an epic adventure, and I have a feeling it'll be one of our best podcasts. I'm thinking that we can beat the Gone podcast if we can pull this one off.
Destroyed for this epic adventure. So from everybody here at the Nissan Nation podcast, Kelly, Danny, my little buddy Lee here, my bobblehead doll, whoever we're going to thank tonight. This is the Nissan Nation, and what are we, Danny?
I love you, Joey's mom.
We're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.
See you guys.